Well, howdy. Welcome back to Adventure in Art. My name is Ben Staley and I am the resident talking head around these parts. This episode's going to be a little different than one I've done for a while. It's just going to be kind of a rant. And we're going to talk about the secret weapon of the artist. Before that, just to give you a little update, I haven't had a video in a few weeks. I've been out of town. I've been traveling, working. I was in Massachusetts. I'd never been to that state before. I had the amazing opportunity to go help make a feature film out there. I can't say anything more about it, but it was pretty cool. Had some big Hollywood actors in it. It'll be out sometime around the end of the year, I am told. Perhaps when the movie's released, I'll talk about it a little bit here, and maybe, just maybe, show you some pictures I took with my Q2 during the experience. Maybe. But for now, we're going to talk about the secret weapon of the artist, or the secret weapon of life. What is this secret weapon? And why are we talking about it? Well, a while back on a Q&A episode, one of the viewers asked if I would go into more detail about this one specific topic. That viewer was Daisy from England, and she's a film photographer and a longtime viewer, pretty badass film photographer. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put her handle ding, right there. Check out Daisy's work. The topic is the secret weapon. The thing this is all about is instinct. Instinct. Think about that. It's your instincts that will give you the edge. People that are successful artists, successful at life, people that survive, people that seize the advantage, people that sense danger, sense opportunity, all that comes from having finely tuned, sharp, keen instincts. How do you get instincts? You can't buy them. It's not like a fancy new lens that gives you an edge. No, instinct is something you either have or you don't. Instinct is like a muscle. If you use it, it gets stronger. If you don't, it will atrophy, right? It's simple. It's simple. It's an innate ability that we have. It is the thing that has allowed our species to evolve. My dog is snoring over there. Can you hear that? Zoe! Psst! Zoe! Stop snoring. she had a play date with the neighbor's dog, and they were running around outside, and she is tuckered out. Where was I? We have evolved from very primitive organisms, primitive species, primates, up into primitive man, up into whoever we are now. I'm not sure we're as advanced as we think we are. We're basically animals. We're basically predators. I don't mean that in the creepy context, okay? But we have evolved because we had instincts, because we could hunt other critters, we could get nutritious food, we could get shelter, we could master the environment. How did we do that? We did that by using our instincts. Now, if you look at an animal in the wild, a mountain lion, a wolf. I just read a book about wolves, so wolves are on my mind. Lions, lesser animals, bunny rabbits, right? They have instincts. They can sense danger. They better, or they're going to get eaten. Instincts are what save you from danger, or send you in the direction of the things that will save you. Food, shelter, water, whatever. Safe passage. Instincts. I think anyone successful as an artist, successful at creativity, they owe their own instincts a great debt, right? Art can be intellectualized, but I think, this is my belief, just my opinion, all this just my opinion, I'm just an idiot on the internet, but art comes from an instinctual place, an emotional place, not an intellectual place, all right? Now you can look at a piece of art later after it's been made and you can intellectualize it, you can break down and you can pick apart why it's good or why it's bad, you can give it constructive criticism. But in the making of it, while you will make perhaps intellectual decisions about composition or framing or tone or if it's music or whatever, I think that at its most raw form, it all comes from an emotional place, an instinctual place, a place of feeling, not thinking, right? You don't think your way into a great piece of art. You can imagine something, but even that imagining is instinctual. When I think about instinct in the artists, I think about musicians. You know, if you ever watch like a group of musicians who are really, really skilled, and they can all play, but maybe they've never ever played before. I used to work in a blues bar, adjusting my seat here. When I was like in my early 20s, I was the doorman in a blues bar in Anchorage, Alaska, and they had live blues 7 nights a week. It was a pretty rowdy place, let me tell you. But on Sunday nights, there was a live band every night. Sunday nights, they had open jam night. And so all these musicians would come in, and you could just sign up and get on stage and play whatever. And they had a house band, but oftentimes, oh, this guy wants to drum, this guy wants to play guitar, this guy wants to play harmonica, this guy wants to sing. It was like a cornucopia. And sometimes they would know the song, sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes a guy would get up, he'd say, hey, this beat, this key, whatever. And it was a process. But I watched this, you know, and some of these musicians were really good, some of them world famous, some of them less good. But it's really cool to see a bunch of musicians get together who don't know each other, who've never played together, and maybe half of them, or maybe only one of them knows the song. And they can lay out the ground rules or some of that intellectual information, maybe the key, the chord, the beat, whatever. After that, it's really just intuition, instinct, feeling your way through it. It was really cool to see that every week, sometimes every night. You see that in jazz. Jazz is just riffing, and it's improvisation, and it's play. Great jazz musicians, it's all instinct, it's all feeling. You don't know what the other guy's gonna do. He's playing off you, you're playing off him. You're getting all these signals, right? I think, I'm not the first one to say this. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly or the way other people would, but I'm just gonna say it the way I wanna say it. I think we have a lot of senses that we don't really understand. I think we communicate with each other in ways that we don't really understand or comprehend. I think music does that. Music touches a lot of places of feelings deep inside of us. It inspires, it motivates us, it can change our mood, right? Well, we can do that to each other in very subtle ways, in subtle ways we don't understand. You ever just get a weird feeling about somebody? You get a weird instinct about them, or a good feeling? You have chemistry with someone? You get near them and the hairs on your arms stand up. You get this tingly feeling. We're communicating with each other and taking signs and readings from each other, and our brains and this machine inside of our heads, if it really is a machine, is interpolating that data, spitting it back out to us as feelings, as emotions. We are so complex and we don't understand it. I also think about, I used to in my younger days be a mountain climber. I climbed a lot of mountains. There's this thing that they call in alpine climbing mountain sense. It's not something you can really get. You only get it if you've been climbing a long time. You've climbed a lot of mountains. You've been in a lot of different terrain, a lot of different weather, a lot of different conditions, and you begin to have a feeling about how things are going. You can sense if something bad's going to happen. It's not an intellectual thing, right? But I think it's really just experience. It's being in a variety of conditions, seeing how things have gone in the past. Somehow you're breaking it down. All that data that's coming in, which you're only able to read because of your experience. You can't really intellectualize the data as much as you probably think you can, but somehow the machine inside of you spits that back out as instinct, as a feeling. And you might think, maybe the weather's gonna turn. Maybe this slope we're traversing up is not as stable as we think it is. They're just feelings, it's just instinct, mountain sense. How do you get better instincts? You have to honor those feelings, right? Instinct is a muscle. If you use it, it gets stronger. If you listen to it, you're rewarded, right? If you don't, it atrophies like any muscle and it gets weak. And then you don't know where the danger is. You don't know if something's good or bad. How can you, right? Instinct, getting good instincts is about trusting your feelings, honoring those feelings, following the feelings. Sometimes even when your intellectual brain is telling you you shouldn't, or maybe other signs or other people are telling you, no, that's not the right thing. Or maybe other people are telling you, yes, this is the right thing, and your instincts say, I don't think it is. Trust that feeling. Trust the small voice, the quiet voice that's deep inside. The more you trust that voice, the louder that voice gets, and the more sure of it you will be. That's instinct. It's really, all this blabbity blab I've been doing is really, that's it. Trust your instincts. Trust that small, quiet voice that's whispering in your ear. The voice will get louder. Certainly people might disagree with me, but I think art is about empathy. Art is about feeling. A feeling that you get from it, a feeling that you get creating it, a feeling that you have inside you that you need to answer. Sometimes art is the answer to a feeling inside of you. Sometimes it's instinct that compels you just to create art. You're like, I need to do this. I need to paint on this frickin' wall, man. And I need to paint with green. I don't know why. Where do these voices come from? Where do these impulses come from? I think it's instinct. And I think the more that you shut off the logical part of your brain, I'm not talking everyday life, everything all the time, but I'm just saying in certain cases, shut off the intellectual part of things. Listen to the quiet voice. Even if that frickin' monkey brain is over here going, nope, that's stupid, don't do that, don't do that. I'm not talking about that voice. There's a deeper voice, a quiet voice. Follow that one. Now that other voice up here that's just squawking at you like a frickin' parrot or a monkey or whatever, I call it the monkey brain because it's primitive and because it's annoying. I think monkeys are cute, but they're also annoying. It's the monkey brain. That's the mind. Instinct is not of your mind. Instinct comes from deeper inside of you. Your mind is the thing that you need to look out for. I always say mind your mind. But listen to the deeper voice that comes from somewhere down in there, somewhere primordial. It's the voice of your ancestors, the ones who survived, the ones who passed on the best parts of themselves so that you could live. Is all this making sense? I thought about making this video for a long time since Daisy asked me to. I feel like maybe I haven't spelled it out well enough. It is what it is, right? If you're listening now, you got this far. That's a win. Sometimes I think maybe I should just write an essay and read it, but that would be boring. It's hard. It's hard to sit here and speak about these things clearly, at least for me. I'm much better. I think that's why I've fallen in love with photography. It's like much easier for me to say what I want to say by putting the lens in the right place and pressing the shutter. There, that's what I wanted to say, right? I don't need many words. Sitting here in front of the camera and trying to articulate all these things, which are pretty complex and difficult for me. Anyways, if you got this far, I guess it must have kept you interested. And if you did get this far, I really appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you, people like Daisy, that week after week watch my videos. Thank you. It means a lot to me. I'm having fun doing it. That's all I've got. The next video is going to be a collection. It's interesting. It's different than I normally don't do these like previews of coming attractions, but I'll tell you, because you've made it this far and you listened to my nonsensical rambling, the next video is already in the can. I shot it before this last work trip, and I did 3 photo shoots in 3 days. It was like nonstop, each one radically different, and so I'm going to make a video out of all 3 of those. So that's what's coming up next. It's just back to the good old-fashioned photo shoot business. And I shot with 2 different digital cameras and a film camera, all kinds of images, 3 locations, 3 different models. Every image is different. That's coming up in a week or 2. Thanks for watching, folks. If you do me one last favor and do the bleep, 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 all the stuff that you should do down there, that'd be great. Thank you. Get out there and make some art, people. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Thank you. Later.